Hi there guys, welcome back then. So part 3 of the fry selection from the koi from Just Koi York. I've already done 2 videos of these, so this is another netful that I'm going to go through today. Quite a few small ones in this one, not too sure why. They're all spawned within a week of each other, but some still seem to be like really small. But same setup as last time. I'll pick each fish individually, go through them as to reasons why I want to keep them or why I'm going to move them on. But so this is the first netful, and we'll start having a look at some. So the first fish here, guessing it's a Sankey. Not one that I'm going to keep. Not really much of a pattern to it, just more of a big black blodge down his back. Nice size to him though, but not one that I think I'll be keeping. So another Ginrin Sankey, quite like this one. Nice spread out sumi on him, makes it look like a nice pattern. Some more red still to come through on his side there I think, but quite a nice looking fish. Nice fair size to him as well, so I think I'll keep him for a little bit longer. So a small Ginrin Gahaku again. Not really much going on with him, to be honest. No, even though he looks like a nice fish, but again, too many to keep, so one that I'll be moving on. So a nice looking Shiro, well I say a nice looking Shiro, the white on him really stands out on his sides, but again a bit too much black on him. Not really much pattern, just a lot of black on his top half, so not one that I think I'll be keeping. Another Shiro, fair size to him, not a lot of sumi, but still the pattern on him looks quite unusual, so I think I'll keep him for a little bit longer. So I'm not too sure whether this one's a Tancho or just a Gahaku. Got a nice dot on his head, but I think there was also a tiny little bit of orange coming through just underneath his dorsal fin. You can make it out on camera, but just at the back there. Yeah, so I think he's a Gahaku really, isn't he? But I think I'll keep him, just because I think it's the first one I've seen that's got actually a nice dot on his head. So I'll keep him, see if turns out to be anything special. Now this is a super tiny fish, but it's the only one that I've got that has got any sort of yellow on him, or the only one that I've seen so far that is all yellow. I mean, it's really weird because it looks orange on the camera now, but it is actually bright yellow. So I think I'm going to keep him just because he's that small that I'll stick him back in the grow on tank for a little bit longer and just see if he puts any more size on. But yeah, if it was a bit bigger I think it'd be quite nice. Let's just hope he gets a bit bigger then. So, not too sure about this one. I'm guessing it's a shower as he's got a little bit of orange on his head plus all that black, but again nothing really special about him. Black just very blotchy on his head. Not a great pattern to him, just more of a, again, another big black blodge. So one that I'll be moving on. So I just found another teeny tiny all yellow one, so I'm guessing a Yambuki, but again so small. So I'll put him back in the grow on tank once I've selected everything, bang the temperature back up again and see if I can get any more growth out of him. So again, guessing another nearly all black shower, tiny little bit of orange on his head again, but not a lot else. Fair size to him, but just no real colour or pattern, so not one that I'll be keeping. So another Gahaku, still quite small, but a nice body shape on him. The high on his head really stands out, but again it's just only that one bit on his head. But I think I'll keep him in a way, just because that high really does stand out compared to some of the others. Yeah, I'll keep him. So again, another nearly all black shower. If it wasn't just for the red on his head, I would think that it was a Shiro, but he's got a tiny little bit of underlying high on his head that you can see just at the side of his eye there. Once I get out the glare. But again, not really much else going on with this fish, so not one that I'll be keeping. And another nearly all black shower, not as big as the other ones that I've just had, but again, not really any pattern to him, just a lot of black, hardly any high on him, tiny bit on his head again, but that's about it, so not one that I'll be keeping. So here we've got 3 tiny showers again, I'm guessing. Same as before, just a tiny little bit of high on their heads, and then just nearly all black. So not 3 that I'll be keeping in a way. Not entirely sure what this one is, to be honest. Can't really see any sort of high on his head, but it is some sort of weird colour. It's not white, it's not red, it's sort of a bit of a mottledy, blacky. Not one that I'll be keeping in a way. So, Kahaku, but as you can see, only one tiny little red dot on his side, so not one that I'll be keeping. Shame, because he's a nice size. High stands out quite a bit, but not really much pattern, so not one that I'll be keeping. So a Ginrin Showa, I think. Quite a nice looking fish. Not a lot of sumi on his head, but that still might come out. Like I said, they're only 5-6 months old now, but the white on him stands out quite a bit. Quite a nice sumi pattern down his back. Just hope that sumi on his head sort of all combines or does something instead of just being that mottledy look. So I'll keep him for another couple of months in a way. Quite a nice Sankey. Not sure whether to keep him or not though. He's only got those 2 bits of high on him, one on each bit of side, but the white on him really does stand out. So I might keep him for a little bit longer. It's a fair size to him. Quite nice looking. So yeah, I'll keep him for a little bit. So Ginrin Showa again. Nice high on his face. Lies sort of between in his eyes and just on his tip of his nose. But again, that sumi sort of just spread out all big one line down his back. So not one that I'll be keeping. So another small Ginrin Showa. Quite nice. I think I'll keep him. Only some high on his head. Doesn't seem to be any more on his body anywhere. But the black sumi pattern looks quite nice. Just hope if he gets a little bit bigger, it spreads out a little bit more, and some of that white develops between it. But yeah, we'll keep him for a little bit longer in a way. So another Gahaku here, but again, only 2 tiny high dots on him. Fair size, but not one that I'll be keeping. So another Showa. Quite like this one. High stands out quite a bit. Sumi's nice and dark as well, plus the white stands out a lot as well. Not a massive fish, but one that I think I might keep an eye on. Yeah, I'll keep him. So another one of these that still not too sure what they are. Someone's commented saying it might be a Matsuba with that sort of grey bluey scalation on his top. I think it was any sort of a Asagi, there would have been some red below his lateral line. So maybe a Matsuba. Nice size, so probably one that I'm going to keep. Just see if it continues to grow. But yeah, quite a nice looking fish actually. So another 2 of these, I don't know, Asagi stroke Matsuba stroke, don't really know. But not as big as that other one I just seen, even though this one here on the left now, his scalation looks to be, well, it stands out a lot more than the other ones. But like I said, I've got so many of these that I'll only really keep the bigger size ones to grow on a bit more. I'll move these two on. Another Sankey then, Sumi, really dark. Not a lot of high on him, just a little bit there on them shoulders. Can still see a bit more Sumi trying to come out there on his back end, but not one that I think I'll be keeping in a way. So a Ginrin Ogon, I'm guessing, just all orange. Quite a nice size to him, but not one that I'll be keeping in a way. So Ginrin Shiro, just looking at the camera now, his head looks to be like a bit orange, but it's not, it's more of a creamy colour. So Shiro, I'm guessing, but again, not really much pattern to him, just a few black blodges, so not one that I'll be keeping in a way, I don't think. Oh, he's got a escape, look. Try and get him again. Bit unsure on this one, don't know if it's a Shiro or a Showa. Can't make out if his head is cream or just a really faint red, but quite like the Sumi pattern on him. Quite like the fact that it looks like he's got a bit of a moustache going on, so I think I'll keep him, grow him on a bit, and see if anything else develops. Ginrin Sankey, a bit high on his head there and a bit high down there on his left side. Not really much on his right side, but quite like the pattern on him. The video doesn't really do it justice, plus the glare doesn't help on the water, but it's actually quite a nice looking fish, so one that I'll probably keep and grow on for another couple of months, and then when I do another set of selection, we'll see what he's like then. But yeah, I'll keep him for now. So another Shiro, a lot of Sumi down his back end, not a lot going on top, so not one that I'll be keeping, I don't think. White stands out quite a bit, but again, not really much pattern to him. So another two of these strange looking ones, well, not strange looking ones, but ones that I don't really know what variety they are. Quite a bit smaller than the other ones. That one on the left now looks to be a little bit more orange than the others. It's got that grey streak down his spine, but again, not ones that I'll be keeping in a way. So another Gahaku, again, nice looking high on his head, stands out quite a bit, but again only on his head, and I've already kept a few like this that are probably a little bit bigger, so we'll move this guy on. So a Showa then, nice high on his head. They always seem to be just high on his head, can't really see anything else on the body. White really stands out. Sumi is nice and dark, but again it's just all one big black line down his back. However, I think I might keep him just because his white is really that bright, but I'm hoping as he gets a little bit bigger, some of that Sumi might spread out a bit. So yeah, we'll keep him on. Another nearly all black Showa again, apart from the high on his head. Not really any pattern to him, so not one that I'll be keeping. He's got a proper black eye on that side, hasn't he? But yeah, not one that I'll be keeping. So two small Gahakus, one Ginrin, one not. Mind you saying that, I think that Ginrin might be a Tancho. Only got that tiny little spot on his head. Might keep him, and then this one, Gahaku, very faint high, tiny little bit on his head, tiny little bit on his shoulders, but not a lot else. So I'll keep the Tancho, give him Tancho, and I'll move that Gahaku on. So just found another Yambuki, I'm guessing, even though on the camera he looks very orange, he's not, he's yellow, completely yellow. So really small again though, but don't seem to have a lot of these, and they are quite small, so I'll stick him back in the grow on tank for another couple of months, see if he can get any bigger. So a small Sankey, I'm guessing, or Tancho Sankey maybe. Not a lot of high on him apart from that little triangle on his head. Quite nice space in the Sumi, but again not very dark. But I think I'll keep him just to grow on a little bit longer and see if he gets any bigger and that Sumi darkens up a bit, because I think he would be a nice fish if he develops a bit better. So yeah, we'll keep him for a bit. So another small, not too sure, don't know if that's high or if it's just cream on his head, but not a great body shape to him, quite small, so not one that I'll be keeping in a way. Another super small fish. Can't believe that they're all spawned within a week of each other, and some are like 5-6 inches and this one's probably half an inch still. Don't get why some grow like that and some don't, but can't really move him. I'm at that size, so I'll stick him back on the grow on tank with the others. Just hope he doesn't get eaten by any of the bigger fish. Can't really see anything coming out in him yet in a way. But yeah, we'll have to go back in the grow on tank. So that's the first net full done. These ones here are the keepers. Once get out that I've got there. So these are the ones that I've selected to keep from that first net full, and then these are the ones that I'll be moving on. So, let's go and get another net full. So this is the second net full. Already can see quite a selection of fish in there. Lots of Shiros, Sankeys, nice bright colours on them. All seem to be fairly big as well. So same as before, I'll net each one individually, or I might do 2 at a time on this lot if I manage to get 2 of the same. But yeah, it looks like some quite nice ones in there. So first one from this second net full, they're all really big compared to that other net that I just had. But again, a shower, not really much going on with him, just a lot of black blotches, so not one that I'll be keeping in a way. So Ginrin Gahaku, again only a little bit high on his head and then a little bit under his dorsal fin, so not one that I'll be keeping. So fairly big Gahaku now, high on his head, stands out quite a bit. Still a little bit coming through on his dorsal fin and back end. I just hope that sort of brightens up a little bit, but I'll keep him in a way, just because he seems to be quite a good grower. So another shower, a bit undecided on this one because the Sumi is really dark on top and then his belly is super white as well. So I think I'll keep him for a little bit. You see, quite nice. Side on he looks quite nice, just on top he just looks all black. But I'll keep him in a way and see if he develops into something a bit better than what he is now. So I finally found one of these that has got some high on his side. So I'm presuming this one would be an Asagi, even though he has got a little bit on his side there as well. But if I'm wrong, like I said, let me know. It seems to be the high only on one side there, but fair size fish, so one that I'll be keeping in a way. Nice Sankey then. White really stands out, Sumi really stands out. Not a lot of high on him, but nonetheless quite a nice pattern to him, quite a nice size, so one that I'll be keeping in a way. So another nearly all black shower, tiny little bit high on his face there, but nearly all black, so not one that I'll be keeping in a way. Nice Sankey, Sumi really dark. Yeah, I think I'll keep him. Quite an interesting pattern on him, so yeah, I'll keep him for a little bit longer. So another nice Sankey, a lot of high on him, not a lot of white, but from the side on it looks like got quite a nice high pattern to him. Sumi stands out a fair bit, so one that I'll be keeping in a way. Another small Sankey, Ginrin one. Quite like the Sumi pattern on him, looks like a bit of a lightning strike on his back there. I think I'll keep him a little bit longer just to grow on, because that Sumi pattern is quite striking. So yeah, I'll keep him for a little bit. So a nice Gahaku, High really stands out on his head. On his back there, not as bright, but hopefully that might come out a little bit. But again, massive fish compared to some of the others, so you'll definitely be keeping him on for a little bit. Another shower, but again, a lot of sumi on his back, all the way down, literally all the way to his lateral line, so not one that I'll be keeping. Not too sure about this guy. First I thought it was a shuo, but then underneath that black dot on his head, you can see a little bit high there, so I'm presuming that then classes him as a Sankey. But nice fish nonetheless. Nice fish. Yeah, I'll keep him for a little bit. So again, 2 showers I'm presuming, but you know, only a little bit high on their heads, both of them, and then the rest of their body's literally covered in sumi. So the size difference between them. The size difference between them and them other little ones that I had. Weird how they were all spawned within a week of each other, and some are like this and some are so small still. But anyway, not 2 that I'll be keeping. So 2 Ginrin Gahakus. Don't think we can class them as tanchos, as that high sort of spreads all over the head, but nonetheless 2 nice fish, so I think I'll keep them both. Quite striking. Yeah, I'll keep them both. A lovely looking Sankey, I think. High really stands out on his head, still a little bit to come through underneath his shoulders there. Sumi really dark, and the white stands out quite a lot. Yeah, nice fish. I think I'll keep him, definitely. So probably one of the biggest ones that I've seen so far. All orange, so guessing some sort of Ogon. Not really my favourite variety, but because of the size of him and the potential for him to grow a little bit more, I think I'll keep him on for a little bit in a way. So another nice shuo. Not a lot of sumi on him, but the sumi pattern that he has got is quite nice. Quite pleasing on the eye, so I think I'll keep him for a little bit and grow him on a little bit more. So another one of these, beginning to wonder if they're anything like a platinum Ogon or something, but still so confused as to what these are. But like I said, so many of these, so not one that I'll be keeping in a way. So another nice shuo, sumi super dark, nice pattern on him, so one that I'll definitely be keeping. Another big Sankey then, probably not as nice as the last one that I had. Tends to be more sumi down one side of him, but nonetheless still a nice looking fish. Not as much high on this one as the other one that I just had, but again, one that I'll be keeping in a way. Another shuo, again, nice spread out sumi on him, even though it's not that dark. You never know what happens with sumi, it might darken up a little bit later, so one that I think I'll be keeping again. It's a really nice Ginrin Gahaku. High on him stands out quite a bit, even though the high down his back seems to be broken up a fair bit. I think I'll keep him a little bit longer to grow on. Quite like him. So another Gahaku. This time not one that I don't think I'll be keeping. A lot of high on his head, tiny little bit on his side there. Body shape not that great, seems to be a little bit dumpy, so one that I'll be moving on. So Ginrin Shuo this time. Nice dark sumi on him, but white, very creamy, so not one that I think I'll be keeping. So another nice Sankey, nice spread out sumi down his back, a few nice bits of high on him as well, so one that I'll be keeping. So another Gahaku, but as you can see only one tiny little high spot on his shoulder, so not one that I'll be keeping. Another Gahaku again, again only a tiny little bit high on him, yeah, not one that I'll be keeping. So Ginrin Gahaku. Now I actually quite like this fish, just because is super white and shiny, and that high, even though he's not got a lot of high on him, the way it's spaced out looks really nice. So I think I'll be keeping him, grow him a little bit longer. Yeah, really shiny white on him. Another Gahaku then. Not too sure about this one. High stands out, but again, only a few little patches on his back there. I might keep him for now then, and just see if that high develops any bigger, or if it starts going down that other side, because at the minute it's like Two-Face, got high on one side and then all white on the other. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on him then. So another Ginrin Gahaku, I'm guessing, as that high isn't really a dot or anything on his head. Nice scalation pattern on him, but again, one that I don't think I'm going to be keeping. Would have preferred the high to be a proper dot, or a little Sankey, I'm presuming, just because he's got that tiny little bit high there on his shoulder. Not really anywhere else, so I don't think you can class him as a Shiro or anything, but not one that I'll be keeping in a way. Again, nice Sankey, I'm guessing. Nice fish. I quite like him. Like how that Sumi's just sort of spread out down his back end, and then it's got the high on the top. Quite an interesting fish. So yeah, I'll keep him. Nice, super white. So nice Ginrin Gahaku. Two step. I think there's one really big step, and then there's a tiny little gap before the next step on his tail. From the side on, really nice looking fish. So yeah, I'll keep him. So another Shiro then. A lot of Sumi down his back end, but quite nicely spaced out at the top as well, and a few little black blotches. Yeah, I like him. I'll keep him for a little bit longer in a way, maybe to the next selection. So nice Tancho there. Well, can you class him as a Tancho if it's not round? It's more triangular, but one that I'll keep in a way. Haven't had many of these in a selection, so we'll keep this guy. Another Ginrin Gahaku then. Just looks like one fulled step all the way down to just below his dorsal fin. So not one that I'll be keeping. Gahaku, I'm guessing, just because he's got two tiny little high spots on him there. He's not all white or anything, so not one that I'll be keeping in a way. So again, another Gahaku, I think. Or I don't know, it might be a platinum ogon wearing lipstick, but that's all he is, all white with that tiny little bit high on his lips there. So not one that I'll be keeping in a way. Can't really see him. Come on, move over. There you go. Yeah, not one that I'll be keeping. So another nice Sankey. Sumi really stands out on this guy. Quite a lot of high on him, which I like as well. Yeah, nice fish. Be keeping him for a little bit longer in a way. So Shiro, I'm presuming, on that one there. A lot of black on him, not a lot else. This one just all white, so I'm guessing another platinum ogon or something, but two that I'll not be keeping in a way. So Ginrin Gahaku again. Quite nice. Like the shine on him, but again, is high. Can't really see any pattern to him. Just seems to be a bit blotchy on his back. So not one that I'll be keeping in a way. So Ginrin Showa here. Now, I'm not too sure about this one. He's a fair old size to him. The Sumi's quite nice, and you can see tiny bits of white trying to break through between them. So I might give him a little bit longer, and as he gets bigger, see if that Sumi spreads out a bit and allows some of the white to come through. If it does, it does, I don't know. But Yeah, might be one to keep an eye on. From the side on he looks nice. Trouble with doing this on my own is that I can't really show them properly. But yeah, we'll keep him for a little bit longer. So, all yellow fish. Can't really tell on the camera, but all yellow, so I'm guessing the Yambuki Ogun, I think. But I'll keep him just because we haven't had a lot of these. Try and grow them on a little bit bigger. Let's see what happens. So another Ginrin Gahaku. Again, high, not very bright, but a nice pattern to him. So I'm hoping that as he gets a bit bigger, that high might sort of pop out a little bit more. So one that I'll keep for now in a way. So another Gahaku. Looks like to be just one full step, but nice pattern on his side. So one that I think I'm going to keep a little bit longer in a way. So two little Gahakus here. Again, almost look identical. Little bit high under their dorsal fin and then another little bit by the tail. But again, not ones that I'll be keeping. So two showers, I'm presuming, or Tancho showers, not sure. But again, nice sumi standing out on both of them. Even though that one on the left now, it seems to have all black down his side, down his back, sorry. Really dark, and that little black dot on his head is quite striking. So I'll keep both of them for a little bit longer in a way. Another one of these guys. First one I've seen where his fins look orange. Again, not really any other high on him apart from his fins there, but I think I'll keep this one. I'm hoping that some high might develop below his lateral line, and then he would be an Asagi. So we'll keep this guy for a little bit longer. So another Shiro then, but again, a lot of sumi down his back, not a lot of white coming through, so one that I'll be moving on. So another one of these that I think is an Asagi. You can see some high coming through on this one. I mean, I just had a look at that other one and his fins were quite orange. This one looks not as prominent as the last, but again, some orange coming through on him. So I'll keep this one again and see if anything happens. So again, another Shiro with lipstick. So I'm guessing that makes him a Sankey actually. But yeah, quite an interesting fish. So one that I'll be keeping in a way. My daughter likes him just because he's wearing lipstick. So yeah, we'll keep him for her. So Ginrin Gahaku. At first I thought it was quite a nice fish, but then on a bit of a closer inspection, the high on him just seems to be broken up all over in between the scales, so not really any pattern to him. Don't know what will happen if that gets any bigger, if it will just turn into tiny little orange spots or what, but not one that I'm going to keep in a way. So again, another Gahaku. Can't really call him a Tancho, I suppose, as that high spot is more to his right eye, as you can see. So not one that I'll be keeping in a way. Another Ginrin Gahaku, but again just high on his head. Fair bit smaller than some of the other ones that I've had a look at today. So not one that I'll be keeping in a way. So I'm not really sure about this guy. A lot of black on him. So not one that I'll be keeping. So two, again nearly all black fish, apart from this one down here. Bit undecided on that one, whether I should keep him or not. Look, his side on, he looks quite nice, but then from the top, it's all very black. This guy here, I'll not be keeping him, just too dark. So another little Gahaku, but again, just three little random bits of high on his head, not a lot else. So not one that I'll be keeping. So quite a nice Sankey, I think. I'm not too sure. Might be some sumi coming through on the top of his head there. But nonetheless, quite an interesting fish. I'll keep him. I know he's not got a lot on him, but I quite like the two sumi spots across his back and shoulders. So yeah, I'll keep him for a little bit longer. So another Shiro. Nice sumi pattern on him, not too much. Quite a nice looking fish this one, so one that I'll be keeping. Another nice looking Sankey, even though not a lot of high on him, quite like the sumi pattern down his back. Nice evenly spaced, nice high on his head that's standing out, so one that I'll be keeping. Not too sure if it's a Ginrin Tancho or a Ginrin Gahaku. He's only got that little bit of high on his head, but if it's not a dot, is it a Tancho or is it just a Gahaku? But not one that I'll be keeping in a way. So the last fish for this week's selection, not too sure what it is one of them weird ones with that weird bit on his head. So if anyone knows what that is, if it is a Gahaku or if it's a Tancho or what that mark is, then please do let me know. But not one that I'll be keeping in a way. So there we go, guys. This is the selection of ones that I've decided to keep on. As you can see, some really nice fish in there. Nice colours popping out. Nice size fish. Apart from them really small ones there. But yeah, quite happy with the selection this week. So those are the ones that I'm keeping. And then these guys are the ones that will be moving in to the IBC tank with the others that I've selected to move on. Quite a bit difference. A lot of plain, a lot of black, some colours, but then you look into this bucket here and yeah, massive difference. Really happy with this week's selection. Really happy. So same again next week. This might be a 10-parter, I've got that many. But yeah, so on that note, please like and subscribe if you'd like to see some more of the selection. Like I said, I'm no expert, I'm just going on the fish that I like, and I really like some of these. So thanks for watching, guys.